Hooray. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Stellar Division Week 4 Vantage Esports Team Atlas versus Crimson Hellkites. We got week 4 here. This is a replay file, so we're just going to kind of just jump right off from the start of where it's at. On the blue side for Game 1, we got Idacles up top as Yasuo, Antitoxin in the jungle is Xin Zhao, Dirk in mid lane on Anivia, Cilia and Banshees apparently spent money and have the new champions of Xayah and Rakan. So good to see the new champions in the first game of today's match, and that is Crimson Hellkites. And then for Team Atlas, we have Eevee as Bay up top on Gnar, Droid Killer on Amumu in jungle, the Prophet mid lane Orianna, Ezreal still not playing Ezreal, disappointed in him yet again, on the Lucian, and Mellow Extra on support Nami. So I have my clock at 0000, 4 zeros.
Let me know when you get to 6. That's where I'm at.
6? Okay.
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are live. So I forgot to mention my co-host for tonight, Minor Threat. What's up, man?
Not too much. Just surviving.
So as we usually have like a pre-show where we talk about a whole bunch of stuff going on, but tonight we're just jumping straight into the matches to get into them here. What jumps out at you the most after the quick rundown of the lineups?
The Yasuo. Yasuo is a very feast or famine character, and he's against a ranged champion. I feel like top lane's going to be explosive. And also, I'm not sure about the Anivia pick. Like, the whole team besides Anivia is super aggro, and then Anivia is super slow. So Anivia's not a bad pick in a vacuum, and she brings a lot of wave clear, so maybe they'll do a 4-1 with Anivia clearing. And then on the other side, it looks like more of a Wombo team, which I think that new AD is good against Wombos because she presses R and doesn't get Womboed. So we'll have to see how everything plays out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. I have not seen Xayah. I will mispronounce the name Cilia, sorry, a bunch of times tonight, in match yet, but I have seen Rakan a couple of times, and he is a slippery fish. Bird, fox person, anamorphs, shapeshifter.
Harpies?
I don't know which one to call them.
Pretty sure they're Harpies.
Harpies?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they each have like weird other things that are part of them. So I don't know. We'll probably watch a lot of the bot lane here to get some live new champion action. Have you seen any of the new champs in game yet?
Yeah, I play with the support a lot. He's pretty good if your team likes to be aggressive, but he'll get blowed up if you're not careful. But his ult is awesome. They need to have the little Mario theme from when he eats the star, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, he just runs rampage around.
Yeah, and he even gets like a little glowy trail.
That is true. So it looks like some trading going down here in the bot lane, and a very predictable. When you go in to heal your ally, if you are Rakan, you're very predictable in your aspect of what you're going to do. And Nami's already hit a bubble predicting that he was going to go in. And Antitoxin...
Wow, that heal was a large heal.
Antitoxin only has 1 CS. We are 3:15 into the game, and he's going to steal red buff from Amumu, who was just doing a full clear on his blue side. So I guess a Droid Killer, he saves some time and goes for the invade himself. Probably predicted the Xin Zhao would want to invade on him, because Xin Zhao's pretty early, strong champion out of the jungle.
So, I missed. Why does he only have 1 CS? What was he doing earlier?
He took his own red buff and then ran straight to Amumu's red buff, thinking Amumu would try and come around to... oh no, Amumu is going to show up here in bot lane, but it looks like the Rakan, I don't know the name of abilities yet, is able to get in and knock
double bubble!
Nice with the double bubble there. Heals and exhaust coming out and some flashes, but Xayah's just throwing out her quills. I don't know if she's going to be able to rip any of them back and get a stun. And Rakan's gone in for another knock-up. That's going to get pulled out as Amumu flash cues in. A heal come from Xayah as more auto tracks being traded. Nami misses this bubble. This bot lane is extremely chaotic so far.
Wow. That was good job by Cilia and Banshees playing that 2v3 for sure.
I was just saying that Xin Zhao was trying to catch Amumu at his red buff to kill him, and Amumu just went and did other stuff instead. That's why he was sitting around with only 1 CS forever.
Okay. And up top lane, Idacles is really managing to farm way more than I expected, but I'm pretty sure that he is very familiar with Yasuo. Not a one-trick per se, but very familiar.
Yeah, Yasuo can get the advantage on Gnar if he lands a good wind wall at the right time to block the boomerang.
And in the mid lane, Anivia's getting a little bit beat up, which is, you know, if you're not a very, very good Anivia player and can farm consistently with that auto attack, you're going to have a bad time early on before your mana items.
Now, I want to see if 3-buffing the Amumu, which Xin Zhao has done, is going to help pay off, considering that he still hasn't backed yet. He's still level 4 to Amumu's level 4. His first gank attempt is going to be on to the Orianna, who's going to just hit him with a ball and run away.
I don't think that 3-buffing's nearly as powerful anymore. If we would have gotten the blue buff and made Amumu unable to jungle, that would have been one thing. But so much of the jungle is wrapped up, experience and gold-wise, is wrapped up in the smaller camps that it probably would have been better for him to take that whole side of the jungle instead of trying to just take the red and then rotate.
Yeah, well, Amumu is now on the top half of the map, and there is nothing up for him to collect right now. Up here as Gnar's pushing into the Yasuo, who's going to probably just jump up. Ooh, Gnar goes in with the ult, knocks Adicles into the wall, but it's not going to be enough to have Amumu engage. Just a second too early, but sometimes Mega Gnar happens, and you just have to go with it.
Yeah, you play Gnar, right?
Yeah.
So how hard is it to manage the different forms of Gnar?
It can be difficult in certain matchups. If you're against a Yasuo who's extremely slippery and can push you in pretty hard just by jumping around the lane, you want to be consistently autoing, making sure that you're not... Because being the range champion, you're usually the one dictating that. Yasuo is interesting where he can kind of counter Gnar in that aspect, especially with the wind wall. And sometimes you just use the Gnar ult to just, you know, like in this case, make Idacles take him all the way down to a quarter health so he has to back and teleport back to lane. And now that you get the back, and then you can run back with your boots. So probably considered a win, a small win anyway. Let's see if he probably capitalize on that any further.
Man, look at that vision disparity. We've got the whole topside jungle warded, and then just 2 yellow wards in mid lane. So there's going to be not a power play, but an information differential in top lane for sure. Ooh, that was Anivia's flash in mid lane.
Just missed that. I've been watching. I keep going back down to the bottom lane as we see Idacles is going to jump in here onto Evia's Bay, and they're just going to trade some damage. But you know, it's in Yasuo's flavor in these short trades that happen, especially when he gets the knock up.
Yeah, And Idocles is showing his mastery of Yasuo right now. Against a difficult matchup, he is out CSing.
And Anivia, went into egg form, and Orianna burnt the ult, but she got too close as Yasuo came from a wraparound dive right after picking up red. And, Dissonance! Red buff tick does take down the Orianna, so there's the first blood of the game going to
bot lane's got
Xin
some
Zhao.
action. They're going in hard, bubble hit, and Xayah is hitting back though. Her support is out of the fight, so it's a 1v2.
It does look like there's the Xayah ult. Does miss the Nami bubble as she gets in onto the Lucian, and Q's and autos coming out.
Oh, the Nami
took
prevails.
down Xayah as it switched back to top lane because it doesn't want to watch the supportal combat. I guess Idocles died top lane. That's why it was probably switching me back up there. Sometimes the directed camera knows better than I do.
Oh, I didn't even realize that he had died. Good pickup by Gnar to stop the, I don't know if I'd call it snowball, but to rein in the advantage of the Yasuo that he was acquiring.
Yeah, looks like Idocles just got a little bit more confident in his tower dive when he dove into the Gnar. He got into tower range.
Doesn't every Yasuo?
Yeah, pretty probably. That's kind of par for the course there. Well,
Yep.
Orianna, you see a lot of the Orianna mid lane matchup. She was able to get Anivia out of make her lose her egg by burning her ult, but because she didn't have anything up left, she died to the Xin Zhao gank. So is she doing fine? I mean, Anivia's only 4 CS behind her right now.
Yeah, she should be up way more. She's been slacking on the CS to try and harass the Anivia, which that's something that I've kind of been doing the last few days and losing a bunch. You just got to hit perfect CS while harassing with your ball, because you can do both with Orianna. She's just a weird champ that way.
Antitoxin with a nice second red buff steal and has stolen Wraith, so he's now gone and done some counter jungling here against the Amumu, but stealing Mumu's red buff's not really the end of the world for the Mummy Yordle.
Amumu is still up a lot in CS. I can't tell what the gold differential is, but
Amumu is actually down because of First Blood, but there's Anivia with the kill onto Orianna with the help of Xin Zhao and Yasuo. As Yasuo is going to take out the Amumu who came in for the counter engage. The wraparound wasn't in time to save his mid laner and has fallen himself. So Anivia's picked up a kill to now second assist and control.
And so in bot lane, the new AD just started a turret dive, pushed her ult to drop turret aggro, and then snared everyone. And that's how that turret dive went down. That's pretty nasty.
And now she's diving in onto the Lucian again, and she is barely going to slip out of that one. These new champions, they are slippery, and that is now a double kill for Cilia in the bottom lane. As she's looks like she can keep up the pressure on a Lucian in lane, which is pretty impressive for a new champ.
Yeah. Xayah, if you let her set up her feathers, she does a boatload of damage. She's got the weird Talia ability going on where she just shoots out her feathers, and those hurt a lot.
And that is the first tower going down. So now that the Crimson Hellkites, have taken an advantage with the first tower in a 6-3 kill lead, looks like Xin Zhao's also going to be helped with the bot lane taking the first dragon. The early snowball is really starting to go in their favor right now.
Yeah, the one thing they have to watch out for is they won't have a tank until late game, because the Xin Zhao built Blood Razors, so he's not going to get a tank item. He's starting his tank item if he decides to go a tank item. A lot of Xin Zhao's go double attack speed. So he might not have a tank item till third item.
yet another red buff taken by Antitoxin as it keeps liking to cut in. Every time Yasuo dashes a Gnar, the direct cam just loves going up top here because it even anticipates.
He's going in.
But Gnar's going to get Mega here in 1 second, and we'll see if he wants to do anything about it. He does not. He's just going to stand here and clear out the minion waves. So he does not have Flash up, but if he did, Evious could probably do a combo to get Yasuo under towers. We see some action.
A gank coming in bot lane.
In the bot lane, maybe.
Omni wave. Oh, didn't quite get the Amumu. Good ult.
And there's everything coming out, but there's a great ult by the Xayah, dodging the Nami bubble yet again. Excellent job as Lucian's trying to pump out the damage with the double shots. It's just not enough as Rakan jumping back to Xayah multiple times, giving that extra shield bonus. Really strong in this lane, plus the heal, and plus the extra little bit of damage that Xayah can output with Rakan in lane. Just seems to be too strong for this Lucian Nami lane, which is usually considered a bully lane.
Is Lucian Nami a bully lane? I know Lucian is for sure, but...
Well, Nami can be in certain matchups, right? Like,
yeah.
It depends on both lanes, I guess, but...
I don't know, I don't play Nami, so...
Well, you have the sustain and the poke from Nami, plus you do have some type of disengage in the E that does allow empowered auto attacks from your AD carry. It's just that everything that Nami does, Rakan seems to be doing better so far in this matchup.
Ooh, good bubble.
Yep, but then Rakan gets his own knock up into the Xayah QE as Zot and Zhao's also tower diving here as they're going to get some more damage.
He accidentally hit the tower for the knockup.
That's not the best thing ever. But there's so much wave clear and control that just this 2v2 combo has been really poking out, you know, the more traditional support, or at least the more used to traditional support. Maybe as is real and Melotrix that haven't had a chance to see Nami yet, so they would be hard pressed to know how to counter or anticipated cooldown timings, those type of things, which can really trip people up. It's why a lot of people like to ban the
mid lane action going on.
The new champions when they come out. And it looks like Miner, we're gonna have the bot lane now roam to mid here. This tower is at a quarter health. We'll see if they can finish it off. As Xayah's gotten too far forward and walked into a Lucian, but here comes Rakan for the shields and heal as Rakan's actually going to get exploded upon by the Orianna ult, and there's the Nami bubble to stop the Nivea ult as Xin Zhao's going to try and dash in here, and the ult pops up as Orianna shields her AD carry to help run away, and Amumu and Anivia are going to help each other here actually because of Amumu's additional damage, and AP damage is now dealt for true damage. Orianna Mumu combo is really strong.
That was an excellent fight. They even managed to continue to kite out the Xin Zhao, which is can trip up some teams, but the Xin Zhao did almost get that Nami when she greeted out just a little bit.
So as both teams start to reset, we see that Team Atlas has moved that vision control that you talked about earlier to the bottom half of the map. That's probably to deal with the AD carry and bot lane being pushed up so far most of the time, right? Like they've had that Xayah Rakan duo just, you know, already wailing on that tier 2 tower before.
Well, you would think that they would have more vision because of that. Oh, we got some top lane action. Never mind.
Oh. It may be staying here.
They are.
Oh, jeez. Gnar with a great Gnar ult just to try and keep himself alive. He's probably going to go down as Yasuo's tower dive going in between two towers and he's going to get the knock up here. There it is, but here is a Mumu just in time to save his top laner and going to return lots of damage in onto the Xin Zhao. Orianna has roamed up here. This has allowed time for Lucian down in the bot lane to get some tier 1 tower of his own. Anivia's up top now. Is just everyone's up top. It looks like the top laner Yasuo was going to go down, but Orianna ults into it with a Mumu. Ball delivery system, too strong, takes down Xin Zhao.
And this is a crazy back and forth that they've got going on right here.
And quick touch base, Yasuo barely able to escape the Lucian Nami down in bot lane as they're trying to pressure and take 2 towers, while up top we see that they're trying to take go for the second tower up here as well. So interesting trades going on right now from both teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure which team that favors. Both teams have a very solid late game. But yeah, great job still rotating, not just having a 5-man ARAM. Both teams are rotating their wave clear up to deal with the split pushers whenever possible.
So really split pushers if you have 4 people there, Miner?
Well, I wouldn't really call it a siege, what they're trying to do. I don't know.
Their jungler died in the process, so I guess, but with Rift Herald leaving, going back to the Void, and Baron spawning, Xin Zhao and Yasuo do have priority on the Dragon, and they're going to take this really fast.
That's nice. That's 2 dragons to 0. A wind and an ocean. That ocean is going to come in very handy for the Anivia, for sure.
Keep her tops off. As we see, the Anivia has got 5 stacks on her Rod of Ages, has gone for a tier. Do you like the really long, delayed power spike that Anivia hits with the tier Rod of Ages when she gets them both fully stacked? I mean, we're already at 20 minutes.
I feel like with this team, she doesn't have to go that way, but this is actually a very good way to build because she can hold off 4 or 5 waves just by herself because of how much mana she has. So they could do a 4-1 with Anivia holding off pretty much the whole rest of the enemy team.
See, lots of posturing besides this red buff, as there is going to be a Mumu going in with the Orianna ult, and the Mumu ult just going to take down Rakan, but Xayah dodges one, but not everything. She's going to fall as well, and there's speed up. They're going to try and chase in on the 3 remaining members of Team Atlas. Team Atlas is going to push in onto Hellkites and see if they can siege this mid lane against this Anivia.
And this is where the Anivia mana build comes in handy. She's got 2 bodyguards, and as long as they stay there, the enemy team's not going to be able to do damage to that tower.
Nar's going to go into Mega form here, and we'll see how much they can actually do against this Anivia. They are going full bowl in with a Nami ult and a Gnar ult. Lots of stun. Xin Zhao tries to protect the mid laner. Is not going to be enough as he's going to go down. Gnar does go off to the side. He's trying to get the pick as Anivia falls in right before she leaves egg form. Gnar is going to not escape from Xayah, who came back from lane. So a good siege attempt from Team Atlas. Does pick a couple of kills to get them off the map. Does get Anivia out of that egg form passive. But they lose one, and the pressure in mid lane now.
The Hellkites got greedy. They sent their Yasuo bottom lane instead of keeping him with the Anivia. Because if you have Wind Wall up, you're not going to kill the Anivia.
Yeah, that wind wall would have been extremely impactful if he was able to block the engage of the Nami ult. Nami ult, takes up the whole lane, and pretty much didn't have anywhere for Anivia to go. And Xin Zhao was able to sidestep it by the time he was able to get back in. It wasn't enough for his ult to push Gnar off of Anivia before she got into the wall.
Yeah, but they still have their turrets. They're still good. So turret count is 1 to 3 actually. So we've got a lot of standing gold on the map. But I don't know. They've got 2 dragons, even though they've taken more of the standing gold. I would rather have the 2 dragons.
Well, they have taken they have 3 towers to 1 and the 2 dragons, so they're technically up 4 objectives right now, but they are down the 2 kills. CS, Gnar has fallen about 60 CS behind, but Xin Zhao is 30 CS behind. Mid laners are dead even. AD carries are dead even. Supports are dead even. It's just the top lane disparity between Yasuo and Gnar seems to be the biggest gap at the moment.
Now, are they going to send anyone to Gnar? Because he can knock down that turret if he breathes on it. That turret has 115 health left.
Doesn't look like it. Yasuo's got to a safe spot where he could teleport, but I think Gnar is pretty much going to take this here, as the next dragon looks like to spawn in 2 minutes, and he didn't stay to take it, feeling that his minion wave is going to be able to finish it off.
Never mind. He went and last did it.
Yeah, okay. That was a nice safe play by Evia's Bay, backing off to the bush, showing that you're possibly just leaving it for the minion wave to crash into the tower.
The teleport's coming in. Looks like they're going to go for something. Oh, he canceled it.
There's the
Yasuo
knockup.
Canceled it. Good job by Yasuo. That could have been a very good flank by Gnar, who is getting ready to go Mega. But now Yasuo is hunting him down.
Yep, great stun by Gnar into the ult there, the push Yasuo off of him, but Xin Zhao's going to come down here. Xin can land the knockback. Ooh, final stun flash from Evia's Bay, and the bunny hop is going to keep Gnar pretty far away from the duo of skirmishers. That's the word. Skirmishers.
Yeah, this Yasuo is very scary right now. 240 CS. He's got a finished Bloodthirster. Okay. It's still scary. It's just not what I expected. Normally you see the Yasuo's rushing the IE second. But, yeah, he's getting that Bloodthirster because more shields are better, I guess. And, he's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially if he continues his split-pushing pattern.
I think the Yasuo in this case has to be pretty close up. He's small chance of knockup, but his own tornado, the Xin Zhao ult, and the jump in from Rakan are the only ways.
Oh, he went in.
Oh, he did, and there's that shield helping him out as he was the only one. But there's the Amumu ult preventing anything from having. Gnar's going to flash over the Anivia wall as Rakan tries to jump in, does get a 4-man knockup, but is going to die in the process. And Xayah does get a 3-man stun with her quills, but they're just going to run away, as it does look like the Mountain Dragon that has just spawned is free for the taking for Team Atlas.
I think that Idocles just got Yasuo'd right there. He knew he shouldn't have gone in, but he pressed R anyway.
Nice to kill by a droid killer with the smite, with all of the over-the-wall damage coming out. And it does look like they also picked up a top lane tower as well. So they picked up the Fire Dragon, the more impactful one, at least in my opinion at the moment, and a kill on Yasuo, and a top lane tower after picking up that bottom lane tower in the last few minutes. Now they're the ones who have actually just taken a gold lead, even if it's just the slightest, because they were about 2 or 3k down a few minutes ago.
Yep, and they've still got mid turret that is ripe for the taking, so that's another boost of gold that we can expect them to come into here pretty quick. But oh, we've got some jungle action going on.
Does look like a Xin Zhao burnt flash to get in onto Anivia. There's the ult, but the Nami heal comes out, and Blast Cone separates them from doing any further damage.
Alright, so just kind of taking stock of things, I think that the Yasuo is to a point where he requires 2 people to come and stop his split push. If he just hangs around and is annoying, the team as a whole could take a 4v3 when the second person goes up to counter the Yasuo.
Or they can run as a pair with the Yasuo and Xin Zhao, which they've seemed to be doing quite recently. A lot of is running as a duo around to collect the farm, and Xin Zhao kind of trying to lay some protection along the side for him. It just hasn't quite manifested in the towers just yet. It's close though.
Yeah, and I think that the 5-man squad from that's the Hellkites, right?
Atlas is the team red.
Oh, sorry, from Atlas is doing a good job of countering the split push and then running back to deal with the 4-man unit. But they're going hard mid lane. I don't know if they can get anything, and they're only sending one to deal with the Yasuo.
It's true.
The Yasuo went in. He already burned his ult.
Gnar has gone into Mega Form and jumped.
Oh,
Ew!
good stun.
Great dashing, and it's going to be able to go. And Mumu lands a point-blank Q, and this is going to be a dead Yasuo. The jungler's way closer for Team Atlas, able to collapse a lot faster as a result. Gnar's got enough CC to keep him there, and with that death, they may be able to push in as 4, but Anivia's here. This is probably going to be an interesting siege.
I was wrong. That Gnar was going to win the 1v1 if it continued. So, good job by the Amumu rotating to help out, but I'm pretty sure the Gnar would have won.
And the Redemption had to be burned by Banshees as they got way too close and took too much poke damage from the Orianna and Lucian. And as Xin Zhao's going to go in, and there's the ult coming out from Xayah, but then the ults come out from Amumu to prevent that from going any further. Rakan tries to, charm everyone around. But, yeah, that Amumu Orianna Nami damage, the true extra damage that I think that Amumu applies with his Q and his ult just extremely helps Orianna, as they're just going to go straight in onto the Lucian with the double proc.
Good team play right there. So in solo queue, when Amumu does that Amumu goes into tower and dies because no one follows up. But team call was go in, they went in, got the ace. Good job.
And they're just going to collect some jungle farm as they all back out. Gnar was able to push this wave, which was at his tier 2 during that entire skirmishes, all the way down to their inhibitor tower. So great job of just trying to collect some extra farm and be in a great position. Now they set up their vision for Baron.
They're almost up 5k.
Yeah, great extra 7 minutes here from the Team Atlas to take advantage from a position where they were just slightly behind. They now have real good control of this game.
Yeah, if the game continues like this, Atlas will win. They are controlling the side lanes. They're rotating multiple people to deal with the split push, and then immediately going back to the 4-man unit before engaging. It's still anyone's game, but the Hellkites are going to have to clean up their split pushing if they're going to win.
They just seem to be slightly not on the exact same page, which is necessary if you want to do a excellent, nice, solid, strong split push. You want, if you're going to do a 4-1 position, you want the 4 and the 1 to be in the same lane position across the map from each other. That way no one can rotate from one to the other back and forth the way that Team Atlas has been able to do. And while, Yasuo has really pushed far up, the rest of his team sitting behind his base as Amumu ult into Nami ult with the help of Lucian is here as Xin Zhao tries to go in onto the Akari. That's probably not going to be enough. And Xayah ult comes out, but that's just going to Anivia ults here, creating a zone control, but that's finishing off. Down goes one more. Gnar was there for that combo as Orianna had been sent to split push book, and he's going to try and pick up some kills here, but Gnar is the one. He's the one gets one stun into the wall, into the Q, into the jump. Orianna finishes that one off with an auto attack, and that is a 5-0 for Team Atlas, looking to take their first inhibitor of the game.
Hey, I think that's 3 fights in a row where the Gnar used his CC very, very well against the Yasuo to secure kills. So, good job. Gnar is not an easy champion, and he is playing him well.
And after the first inhibitor, it looks like they are going to run back and get the second Fire Dragon. So this power that they've had is now going to be pushed even further with the second Infernal and that extra damage and AP that they're going to get.
Excuse me.
It's allergy season, ladies and gentlemen. Spring is in the air. April showers bring Mayflowers. And Miner, what do Mayflowers bring?
Allergies.
Pilgrims, man. Pilgrims. Mayflowers bring pilgrims. How old are you? Don't you? How do you not know that?
Know that one. That's a bad joke.
That's embarrassing. Twitch chat, tell everyone, tell Miner that he's embarrassed. He should be embarrassed for not knowing Mayflowers bring the pilgrims. Come on. Okay, Gnar's gonna teleport in here.
I don't know if it'll finish.
It does, just in time for him to hop out. Good take of a tower, as they needed to get something to try and keep Crimson Hellkites afoot here and in position to stall out this game, survive their inhibitor. The 4v4 wasn't working, the 5v4 wasn't working, it didn't particularly matter.
Uh-oh. That Nami's in a bad
Oh
spot
no!
now.
Amumu hit Nami into the Baron pit, and she doesn't have flash. She's just going to try and exhaust. Nope, they've aggroed Baron, so she's taking all of the damage. Yasuo does land an ult onto Orianna. Nami is still in the pit by herself. Nice three-man bubble as we see the Redemptions come out, and now the ults are burnt across the wave. This two-man Orianna ult takes down, and Gnar is on the backside dealing havoc out here as the bot lanes have basically collapsed. And there's a Nivea wall right as she goes into egg form. But Gnar, with his giant arms, can slap her over the wall. Amumu Q to her. And that is 3 going down for the Hellkites and 2 going down for Team Atlas. I don't know if they can Baron off of this. They do have the jungler here. And Gnar can pump out a lot of damage, but Yasuo and Rakan does have a knockup for Yasuo. His ult is down currently, but it could come up here in just a moment.
Well, we've got Gnar. Yeah, it looks like they're going off of Baron. I was going to say, Gnar's going after the Yasuo, and so far this game, he has been very good at zoning / killing the Yasuo.
And apparently, Team Atlas's bot wave was in excellent position during this Baron dancing that we've seen for the last 3 minutes, and was able to take down an inhibitor tower by themselves. So
they have no idea.
Poor
okay, now
wave.
they know. Now they know.
Poor wave manipulations not allowing that, and Amumu is really low here as we're standing in this.
Still going for it.
They are, as Amumu tries to engage back in. I don't think this is wise, as Rakan does miss the jump in with a knockout, but there is everyone else. We're back in a 5v4 as ults come out. Yasuo is going to land some damage, but Orianna's barely going to be able to live. Nami ult's going to keep Gnar just alive, and there's the Sun with Lucian laying some double taps over the wall. He's going to jump over the wall himself, burns the calling, trying to hit both the mid laner and the AD carry. Nami's going to run for protection, and Orianna's returned to shield Ezreal for the Quadra kill on the Lucian, as they're going to push in probably to get some Nexus tower damage, maybe get that second inhibitor. They're pinging both the top lane as well.
They might have been able to end, but this is definitely the safer play to get the top turret. They had 2 supers and only the support was up. Maybe. It would have been close. This is definitely the safer play.
Yes, this is the safer play, as the supers will take down 1 tower by themselves, and there is 3 cannons in this wave. 2 cannons. One of them's running in circles. He's getting minion blocked by his buddies as they take down the last tower that prevents in front of the inhibitors, and there's only 1 tower remaining for Crimson Hellkites.
It's a sad state of affairs when your own creeps block your own creeps.
Okay, Miner, Crimson Hellkites, how do they situate themselves to come back from this and put themselves in a position to bring home the victory?
Well, it looks like they go for the Desperation Baron.
Oh, well, Amumu is down by
here,
Dragon, but they don't have a Mountain or a Fire, and they're just going to straight on-engage as Rakan and Yasuo go up into the backline, take out the Lucian. Gnar's going to die to the rest of the team up in the front line, and Nami's going to get, hit up. Great bubble, but that's not going to be enough. Orianna with the... she didn't even hit ult. That was just a QW, and down went Rakan. No real defense on that. Oh no, and Yasuo... Xin Zhao falls to this Orianna and Amumu He doesn't have any MR against
No,
someone.
he's only got boots, and that's the danger of going Xin Zhao, the 2 damage items, because it's 40 minutes into the game and you have 1 tanky item. You are not a tank right now.
Yasuo's going to go to the bot lane to try and split push. He ran over Pink Ward, Amumu, Anivia, being played by Durkadurk, clears out that Pink Ward himself, as Yasuo is just going to clear out the minions, probably just so... Just walk up and auto it, buddy. There you go. Oh, never mind. Run away. I'm sorry, Idocles, for telling you to go in there and just take the tower, because you got chunked so hard from that Anivia or Orianna ult. Why am I getting all the champions mixed up right now? It's like I spent like 10 hours at work or something this morning.
With spell pin boots. She hurts a lot.
And only the Guardian Angel for Idocles, his MR item, and its passive was down, so he's not going to get any bonus of that. It's now time for a dragon fight.
Changed Guardian Angel?
It is not. That is coming up in one of the next patches.
Oh, the Amumu got the
goes in 4-man with the Nami ult coming out with the redemption. The heals gonna come out, find up, and there is the stun from Gnar and a bubble. That is 5 dead. 15 seconds on Yasuo. They don't have any minions to push in here. It looks like Nami's been sent back to try and push in the minion wave, as the 4-man squad are going to front tank the... Well, I guess it's inhibitor. You don't have to tank this. You probably can front tank the tower as well, unless Yasuo can get a knock up here. He needs a pentakill to save the game. Can Idocles do it?
No.
Well, thanks for trying to play.
No.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, bud. As that is game 1 taken by Team Atlas. Minor, for a team that jumped out like 6 kills to like 2 and was up 5k gold, how did the swing go so drastically the other way that like 6-2 compared to a 39-10 run in kills? What happened?
They didn't have a tank. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, playing without a tank is very, very hard to do. So, yeah. I mean, there's 2 tanks to none, and when you're on the team with none, you have to play it much, much better, because the Hellkites did, like, their tanks mispositioned, you know, probably 2 or 3 different times every team fight, but they're just, you know, little small mispositions, and because they're tanks, they're allowed to walk back to the correct position. But when Yasuo, with only the Guardian Angel as his defensive item, gets out of position just a little bit, he's not allowed to go back to safety because he's dead.
What were your thoughts on the Xayah Rakan bot lane? Seemed really strong early, but once it got to that team fight stage, was it just too much Amumu and Orianna?
Yeah, it was too much Amumu, because the only way that Xayah has to get out of the Wombo is her ult, and if the Amumu catches her before she ults, they just turn the whole place into a bouncy house, and she didn't have a chance.
And Anivia didn't get a chance to really set up in siege defensively for using her ult to keep the defense going, because they did all the fightings in the jungles and skirmishes. There wasn't a whole lot of in-lane fighting other than the one time that Team Atlas tried to ran it into mid lane where both Xin Zhao and Anivia died. So
yeah, and whenever we ran into this when we played split push teams, where when you're playing a split push team, you have to have a tank in your group of 4 that is not split pushing, or a champion that will keep the enemy team zoned. The best way to do that is a tank. Anivia has a lot of zone potential, but they had so much dive that they could just dive Anivia even through the wall with bandage toss. And that's where a tank would have been handy. Just keep the 4-man unit together, defending, wave clearing, and pushing whenever more than 2 people went to counter the split push.
Mm-hmm.
And there were also, I'm going to say 2 times for sure, maybe 3 times, Idocles got Yasuo'd.
The Lee syndrome, except for Yasuo's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He Yasuo'd himself. He knew he shouldn't have pressed R, but he did it anyway.
It happens to the best of us
Yeah.
at all times. So this was game 1. Team Atlas takes home the victory. Give us a few minutes here. These are based on replays, so we have to get the next match set up in going. So give us, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll be back with you.
Up to the brim, cause I hack a rim. And Garen both like the Trinity spin. I'm cop loving, get Sheriff Caitlyn, a busted Duncan. Think D grab and upper hand that gets a chunkin'. Ain't nothing stopping this area.